Everybody, Smith here. Welcome back to some more BD Armory. Just to bring you up to date with the story so far. I was sent this a little while ago. This is the Frontier Justice 1A by Pyro, and it's an incredible craft. It really can maneuver very, very well, thanks primarily to its triplane design, which got me thinking. Technically, there is a way you can enter a triplane in my competitions like Fighter Subscriber and still be within the rules, which got me thinking, maybe this is a little overpowered, I need to do something about it in the rules, and so I built this, my Tryhard, the original version of my Tryhard, and yeah, it didn't do as well as I was expecting it to, and then afterwards I realised that I had made some pretty glaring errors building this. Even for a rush job, this was pretty badly put together, so I wanted another go at it. This then is my revised version, the Tryhard F2. I mean, the most obvious difference is the addition of this little wing section here. There's been a few tweaks here, a few tweaks there, but this is the main one because for the first version I didn't even get like the centre of mass and centre of lift sort of put in the right place, which is pretty basic. I think I was worried about the looks of the thing, which is just, yeah, let's just gloss over that. So in the previous video, I think the second fight we put these into was against my Spike Tails, the best of my craft, best of my ordinary mainline front craft. And the Tryhards just kind of they won it like 3-0, but it was a pretty laboured effort. So we're going to see if this new and improved version can make shorter work of my my other best craft sort of thing. Let's just start the fight. The competition starts. Watermelon Kerman around very quickly, loosing away a couple of AMRAAMs. Now, one of the big discoveries I have made, I mean, leaving the whole triplane thing to the side from them, one of the big discoveries I have made whilst making this craft was how good it actually is to put one engine on top of the other as opposed to, like, side to side. The main advantage with this is if you lose an engine, either one flames out due to a lack of intake air or you get one blown off, because when they're side to side, that will induce a yaw. And resisting that yaw is dependent on like your control surfaces and your axis stability, which for most craft isn't that great. Whereas if one of these gets taken out, then you're dependent on your pitch stability. And most aircraft have a hell of a lot of pitch stability. So just a little something, just a little tiny something that might nudge the probabilities of victory up slightly. But that's all a lot of the tweaks we do on aircraft are. Oh, Watermelon Kerman. Yeah, one of the Spike Tails has already taken a bit of a hit. Watermelon Kerman taking some damage of his own there. Not a lot going on at the moment. Craft just trying to line up their shots. One of the Tryhard taking a bit of a beating. Watermelon Kerman, do you want to actually get in there and help your wingman out quickly before it's too late? Will you? Oh, for God's sake. I don't know what's going on here. I did check. I've been through and checked the tune and make sure they can like shoot straight and things. And the moment I put them into a fight, when I put them into a fight that I'm recording, suddenly that all goes out the window. The damaged Spike Tail crashes to the ground. Watermelon Kerman trying to line up a shot, having to break off due to missiles. Not sure if that was from one of the Spike Tails or from one of the Tryhards. Watermelon Kerman comes around. Oh, it's a bit of a joust. Watermelon Kerman didn't really get into that until the last minute, but still almost managed to get guns away. Don't get distracted by the one that's... Oh my god, one of them's landed. We're down to just the one. We are down to just the one Spike Tail. We are down to just the one Spike Tail, who is, yeah, putting some heavy damage into the distracted Tryhard. I don't know why the AI does that. There must be an option to, like, stop selecting targets that are landed, but in the meantime, the Spike Tail has taken some hefty damage. Yosemite Kerman twists and turns, but yeah, this is not going to go well. Yosemite Kerman, that was close. The other thing I've noticed about these is, talking about yaw stability, these Triplane don't have an awful lot of it, which doesn't help when they're sort of trying to line up a shot. But there we go. There we go. Another victory for the Tryhards, but it wasn't that much of an improvement on the previous version, which is kind of making me a little nervous, but let's move on regardless. Now, it wasn't only the craft itself that was a problem with the last video. You see, I was trying to find out if the general triplane concept is overpowered compared to a more conventional craft, and then for 2 of the fights in the last video, I just did triplane versus triplane, which isn't really helpful. So, yeah, today we're going to put it up against a craft which has done very well. This is one of the finalists from the most recent season of Fighter Subscriber. This is the Backburner V2A by Hilda, and yeah, a very respectable, very tough craft. And if something I put together can beat a Fighter Subscriber finalist, then I think we know that I've had a bit of assistance from somewhere, namely, in this case, obviously the triplane thing. Let's see what happens here. So on to the second competition. Now, these craft did very well against my own sort of regular frontline craft, like the clubtail. So, sorry, the spiketail. So this should prove an interesting test. As I said, Fighter Subscriber finalists. So, anyway, Bryce Kerman away with another Sidewinder, away with away with another AMRAAM, and away with another Sidewinder. Oh my god, I'm getting into such a muddle up today. Oh, it's high quality stuff, folks. Okay, the Backburner's now turning round. Bryce Kerman with another pair of Sidewinders away. The Backburner's being kept heavily on the back foot at the moment. Bryce Kerman, can he line up a target? No, he seems to be doing a twisty, spinny thing. Not the right time, Bryce, not the right time. Dodges a missile with ease, though, comes around. Oh, gets a smattering. Gets a hit along that top wing section. Hopefully not a sign of things to come. Oh my god, that Backburner really has got Bryce Kerman on the back foot. Bryce just gets too low to the ground, has to come up and try and gain some altitude. Bryce Kerman into a bit of a just, tries to line up a shot. Can't quite do it. What is wrong with you? This is exactly the sort of thing I spent ages testing this thing to make sure it wasn't a problem, and suddenly I start recording and it's a problem. Oh, why did you do this to me, Kerbal Space Program? Why do you do this to me? Okay, Bryce Kerman. One of the other Backburners in his sights. Lining up the shot. The other tryhards are actually dispensing with the Backburners. Maybe it's just Bryce Kerman. Maybe he's the problem. Ghosty Kerman. Can you be a little bit more... Why can't you line up a shot? Well, gets a hit. Gets a beautiful hit. We are down to just the one Backburner. Oh my god! It is an air-to-air collision! Who did 20 parts and 11 parts respectively. So the Backburner came off worse, but the tryhard must have lost something a little bit more valuable, as it also crashed to the ground. It is a victory for the tryhards. And their sudden and inexplicable inability to aim aside. Yeah. I'm not sure if you saw any previous video where some of my craft have gone up against a Fighter Subscriber finalist, but victory for my craft is not the normal thing. That's not what usually happens. I suppose there is a more difficult test I can throw them into. A decent result and a very good result so far for the tryhards then, and also the particle smoke effect bug kicking in quite badly here. But now the tryhards face their toughest test as they go up against the FF215F5 Aquila by Casino Stardust, the champion of the most recent season of Fighter Subscriber. I think we probably already showed that just as a concept, the triplane is pretty overpowered and I really should do something about it, but how overpowered is it? Let's see. And our final fight starts, and I hope these things can actually start aiming properly. Oh dear, I'm a bit rushed for time to actually record this. I mean, obviously the small child is a fact here, but also putting this together and doing the tweaks didn't take that long, but I spent ages just testing it, trying to make sure this thing actually works. And as I said in the previous fight, mainly that it can aim properly, which is why it was quite such a shock and quite such an annoyance in the previous two fights when it suddenly seemed to completely lose that ability. Okay, Steak Kerman getting away a couple of sidewinders there. Let's stick the old dogfight cam on. A couple of missiles go very close to him. Steak Kerman lining up some more sidewinders. One away, two away. That last one spinning off a bit in a funny direction. Steak Kerman, yeah, a few missiles coming his way, but it looks like he's managed to dodge those as he fires off another sidewinder. This one seems to be tracking a bit better though. A few flares. Seems to have done the job. The other things he's had a nasty tendency to do in testing was crash, as in just get too low, not be forced into the, well, maybe forced into the ground, but not by damage. But doesn't seem to have happened here so far. The Aquila was around much quicker. I think that did seem to be primarily because the AI on this just didn't seem that bothered. With you, there's the ground. If you could avoid that, that would be fantastic. One of the tryhards is gone, and it looks like it was a legitimate steal as Steak Kerman does manage to get some gunfire out and crashes into the Aquila and the try. Okay, the tryhard definitely came off second best there. Trying to come back into it, might come back into it. No, it's not going to come back into it. Okay. Oh my god, is there a final twist in the tail there? No. So they... Did one of the Aquilas just clip that and then go into the ground? He's still flying. One of the other Aquilas has gone into the ground. The remnants of the tryhard there just acting as a decoy. And the Aquilas just smash into the ground. So, an interesting result. I think this one has taken some damage. I'm not sure what from, but yeah, I'm seeing a canard and looking at the front of it, that looks different somehow. I think one of these has gone a little bit askew. It doesn't matter. It doesn't look like they're actually missing much apart from the canard. Oh no, bit of wing surface here. And are those two engines out of... Like, what the hell happened to this thing? Was this the one that got round? This must have been the one that got round, because that can do some... Yeah, that can do some weird stuff. Okay, so champion of fighting subscriber, maybe a step too far for a craft I didn't put a lot of time into, but yeah. I need to do something about that. We'll have to see what it is. But that will be all for today. I do hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, and you haven't already, please consider liking, subscribing, dropping me a comment, maybe following me on Twitter, possibly getting involved with the Discord. Great KSP and BD Armory community on there, and more besides. All those links in the description, as are links to the PayPal and the Patreon. You too can get your own little patron Kerbal, like Bryce Kerman and all the others, as well as a name at the end of videos, access to the Patreon-only Discord, anything else I post on Patreon, which hasn't been much. Oh god. Yes, and all of your money does help me to make more and better content for you guys, which is the point of this thing anyway. Yes. I will be back soon with some more BD Armory. Until then, though, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you next time.